Hey, it's been a spell since I've done a Just Chatting stream. Part of the reason for that is because most of the free time that I'm not spending with partners and friends and people and acquaintances are being spent working on a game. Thank you very much. Hi, Dill. Welcome aboard, Azriel, for 41 months. Thank you. Okay, let's talk. Let's jam. Let's vibe. Hang on, how would they say this in the game dev space? It would probably be something kind of appropriative that you're trying to say to sound quirky and diverse, even though you're actually just a white person who is taking words without the context behind them. So I'm gonna say that we're gonna have a powwow, and that will offend a lot of people, rightfully so. And I want to talk about game dev. God, Jesus. Okay, so if y'all haven't seen, there's been this video from a channel called People Make Games. I'm going to actually link it in the chat. Oh shit, thank you also very much for the 26 months, holy shit. Very nearly a year. Thank you. Yeah, if you haven't seen the video, I highly recommend watching it. It's about 40 minutes long. I will search up. I will drop a link here about people in the game dev space, in this case specifically under the publisher Annapurna, who are both abusive to their workers and also using kind of the mask of very nice, wholesome games as whether intentional or not, a way to sort of hide away their bullshit. And I'm not about to sit here and say that wholesome games are bad. There's a whole discussion to be had there about trying to classify an entire genre of something as bad. But what I will say is that the more that I see that the game dev space is just so thoroughly occupied by such absolute shits, both people who are very mask off about it and yet people still keep supporting them anyways, and people who try to hide it, the less confident I am about my future after I release We Will Not See Heaven. Annapurna is a publisher. They published Outer Wilds. Their whole thing is like, we're gonna fund studios that are like cool indie darling studios, regardless of how terrible the people at the helm are. The industry is rotten to the core, and like I want to get into game dev. I want to make games. After We Will Not See Heaven, I want to take what I've learned from this, which is a lot of writing, especially. I've learned so much about writing, and I feel like I'm genuinely a good writer, and take it to other games. But the idea of having to work with people who might end up being disastrous people who could potentially destroy your career if you ever try and speak up against them is exhausting and terrifying. And I don't know, man. Like, that thought is always tingling away in the back of my head at all times when I'm working on this game of like, even if this does succeed, am I just setting myself up for failure in the future? I mean, it's hard to not be fucking pessimistic about it. I should mention, I am drinking coffee. The stream title is accurate. I mean, I guess if you count Java Monster as a coffee. The problem with telling people to, like, vote with your wallet, to speak with your wallet, and not support shitty practices in dev is that it is becoming more and more apparent that limits you from engaging with almost all media. And furthermore, as time goes on, it bars you from engaging with basic fucking joy from entertainment. And this is not me going hard in the other direction and saying, nothing matters, no ethical consumption, do whatever you want, buy the J.K. Rowling turf game. No, don't do that. Don't do that. There are certain lines that are worth drawing. And I think combining horrible game dev studio practices with horrible content funding and delivering money to a horrible franchise and a horrible person at the helm of the franchise, I feel like if you need to be told that you shouldn't do that, then frankly, you're already, pretty oblivious. But hey, please don't, yeah, I don't know, man. People get excited over the weirdest shit. The same shit happened with, Horizon Forbidden West. Like, people were all fucking gaga over that extremely appropriative game. And, like, I don't see what's here that you're willing to put up with all of the bullshit for. There is a certain level of bullshit that people inevitably have to put up with to be able to enjoy media right now, because we're in hell. Because all media is going to have something like that in it. It's either going to be some fucking creator that turns out to be a shitbag, some actor or actress on it that turns out to be, like, disgusting, or your money somewhere along the way is going to go to financing more bullshit practices. But I feel like the more of those you stack up, the harder it can be to justify why you would want to engage with this media in the first place. And at the end of the day, all I can think is, why do you want to engage with the media if the media itself sucks? It's not even a good game. Why do you give a shit? Something can be critical of capitalism and also shitty. I hope that my game isn't that. I'm doing my best for my game to not be shitty. I'm trying. And We Will Not See Heaven is very much going to be... Oh, we're talking serious game dev shit. Welcome aboard, D-Jet. I'm doing my best to ensure that We Will Not See Heaven isn't going to be this weird, appropriative, like, down-talking about how climate change is being perpetuated by, like, 5 companies and their CEOs have addresses, but that's kind of the point of the game. It's just generic. It's generic. Also, yeah, it's its own game. But, yeah, and I mean also Yarhar and all that. Shit. But, what was I saying? We Want to Heaven. I'm doing my best to write it kindly and well and informatively and do my fucking research, but also I am one person. However, I think also being one person in and of itself gives something an air of, like, understandability. Like, I'm just one person, I'm doing my best, this project is inherently going to be an extension of myself, and if I am a flawed person, this project will also be flawed. That isn't to say that every flawed project comes from a flawed person, but I think if I'm putting my fucking heart and soul into the writing of this game, and if I have some bullshit beliefs that I'm not aware that I hold, and then it gets into the writing of the game, then the writing is going to suffer. My message is going to suffer. So the best thing I think I can do is try to fucking do my research and ensure that I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Good morning, Iris. Welcome aboard. We're talking about game dev. We're talking about how the industry is shit. There are things I mean, like, I've known that development hell is not so much a place one gets sent, but a place one ends up starting in and you have to climb out of, and the only way to climb out of it is to have your studio be one which supports the climbing out or to unionize. But I remembering when I did the What Went Wrong with Overkill's The Walking Dead video, that one. Hey, Clip gifted a subscription. Oh, to Ray and Avery, thank you. Oh, that's very kind of you. I mean, like, the gameplay is whatever. Like, there are other games that do that better. But the point being, let's see, game dev, flawed game development. What was the point? Oh, Overkill's The Walking Dead. What went wrong with that? Just, like, reading the fucking, reading the interviews with the different staff members, and then combining it with knowledge that I had just from talking to some of the staff members, and being like, oh god, this is like comical levels of bullshit that they have to put up with. Hoi Gavolt. Or Forbidden West, but in general, yes. Again, Square, I get what you're saying, but also I do feel that it is important to know that saying X is bad, therefore play Y is a stopgap at best. Obviously, I'm not saying, like, how dare you do that or anything, but I'm saying that the problem is systemic. The problem is with the game dev industry entirely, and there is no just support these devs instead solution that will fix the fact that the more popular something gets and the more studio has to branch out to be able to merit its popularity and be able to inevitably capitalize on its popularity, because we live in a system where you have to exponentially increase wealth even if something is already self-sustaining, then inherently the studio is going to fall victim to the same bullshit practices, even the studio that you like. And that is just how it's going to be unless the industry is torn down as a whole and started up again with new understandings and rules in place, and with everyone in the industry being fucking unionized. And I will also say that, generally speaking, I am not going to sit here and argue that you shouldn't play games that are made under bad conditions, period. I am not going to say that, because that will limit you to playing Pong, and even then we're gonna learn that the dude who developed Pong, I don't know, best friends with with Dan Schneider. Yeah, sure. Well, that'll be the one. That'll be what I get canceled for. But like, there's a certain amount of bullshit that you have to accept in this industry. And in order to, if you think that's bullshit, if you think that you shouldn't have to, then you have to. Left paddle from Pong was in fact racist. If you think that it's bullshit that you have to accept some amount of abusive work practices and potentially studio execs and game dev auteurs who are complete and utter shitbags, if you think it's bullshit that you have to accept them in order to play their games, you're right. And as a layperson, I don't know how much advice one could give. Just collective action is the only thing that will accomplish anything, unless you're someone who happens to have a lot of sway. Again, the problem at its core is capitalism, where you can only add so many work hours to the day. You can only expand so much on a scale of development before it will become unsustainable. You can only hire so many people before you can't keep track of people anymore. So eventually, the only way to increase profit is to change the ratio of work put in versus pay to the creators to get their excess labor to rise high enough that you continue to make a profit. And it just so happens that a lot of the people who are okay with doing that are also people who advocate for change in the industry, and are yeah, they're a little hard to work with, but they're such a brilliant artist who has such great ideas. Like, it just so happens that they also tend to be capitalist shitbags. Funny that. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to just fucking accept that the game industry is bullshit and that the only answer is to tear it all down and start again. When I'm thinking, I flip the pen. Ah. I used to be able to twirl it between my fingers, but I have carpal tunnel and that kind of hurts now. The point of all of this is that I'm scared for the future of games. And then, like, the side of this that should, in theory, if we're going to continue to exist in a capitalist system, which seems to be inevitable for the near future, the side of this that is supposed to be the salve to studios just continuing to abuse their workers in order to A, reap more rewards, but also B, to, continue to attribute the creations of a person under, the creations of a studio under a single person, and then be able to create profit from that person's very existence. The stopgap there is supposed to be game journalism, where people can, there can be employees who are whistleblowers, anonymous or otherwise, who will report on what is going on in their studio, and obviously you risk facing fucking, getting blacklisted from the industry as a result, and that very fact is also in and of itself disgusting. But in theory, this is supposed to be an answer, that, like, hey, it turns out our studio is so bad that one of the head devs is stacking up chairs to create a barricade from the game director so that we won't fucking have to, so the two of them don't have to talk. Like, when it's that fucking bad, you would think, let's go to the press and people will be able to vote with their wallets. The reality of the situation is that both the game journalism industry is critically underpaid and underappreciated, and it ends up falling victim to, like, just becoming a plethora of listicles because that's what gets clicks. And B, like, even if you put this stuff out, how many people are going to care if your game is popular enough? It will become a mental tax for doing business. Like, you'll feel bad about buying the thing, or you'll pirate it. Saying game journalism is paid off by the industry is reductive. There are cases of things like that happening, but generally speaking, game journalists are not fucking paid enough to be being paid off by anybody. It is just a lack of resources and a lack of time, and a preference to garner popularity to things that are already popular, or garner contrarianism to things that are not or already are, because that gets clicks. Yep, again, like, you can point to individual problems in individual studios, and you should. It's good to point this stuff up as it happens, but it's like whack-a-mole, and until you shut off the machine, the moles will keep coming. Seed is the moles of production. Plot twist. The hat has cat ears. So, how easy it is to fall into a niche and stop giving a shit about AAA. Again, the problem is rampant in indie studios as well. And the core of it is different flavors of capitalism. It's different flavors of capitalism. It's going to be a different kind of hell depending on where you go, but it all comes back to the source of the desire to make more profit means a lot of issues are waved away. I wanted to talk about something else, but I'm down to still talk about this, but I wanted to add a thing. The thing I want to add is, this might be a slightly triggering conversation for some people if you are someone who is recovering from or dealing with tinges of wanting to smoke tobacco. Fair warning, that's what I'm about to talk about. But, I, as someone who has only ever smoked once, have been fucking jonesing. I've been craving cigarettes recently. I really, really want to smoke. I feel like I need to have something in my mouth and in my hand, and I need to get fucked up on something. And I've been wondering why that is, other than, stress. But I'm realizing there have been contractors working on the apartment directly below us. I can't do gum. I still have a tooth, a temporary tooth here. I have to wait to get that filled in first. But than suffer, huh? But there have been contractors working on the apartment directly below us who have been smoking. Thank you, Dill. Thank you. That's an option. You don't get it? I didn't get it until more recently. I like the problem in and of itself is, you know, ingesting smoke, and then also tobacco is a mountain of other problems. But there have been contractors who have been working on the apartment below us, and they're smoking, and I think it's wafting up to my fucking office, like through the vents, and I think I'm getting it secondhand, and I'm getting a craving for tobacco. Listen, Dill, you can see all that all over on my OnlyFans. Don't worry about it. That's no longer a joke. But bubblegum cigarettes, like the candy cigarettes, bubblegum cigars. I've only ever seen bubblegum cigars. I didn't know bubblegum cigarettes were a thing. But like, I don't know, man. Support the porn. Subscribe to people's OnlyFans. They make money. They make dollars. What was I gonna say? I was talking about. Oh, now, it would be against Twitch terms of service. And among other things, for me to talk about the effects of marijuana and what I might be like on it. But if I were hypothetically to discuss it, I would say that I'm a big old goofball, as it turns out, and it would probably hypothetically help with my back pain. Hypothetically, lightweight. Mr. Bezos. Is Bezos? What is Bezos doing? He's just doing, like, space, right? He's just doing spaceos. A hypothetically super lightweight. If I were to hypothetically have an edible, I would hypothetically be a super lightweight, and my back wouldn't hurt anymore, hypothetically. Is Bezos in space? Is he in space right now? Is Bezos in space right the fuck now? Yeah, vibing doesn't mean that it has to be good. Sometimes you can vibe in rancid vibes. He isn't working at Amazon. Who's the new CEO? I gotta look this up. Who's the CEO of Amazon? Andy Jassy. Or I don't want to say Yassi, but I kind of want to say Yassi. It's Jassy. Andy Yassi. Yas, please. No, don't. I'm not. Yeah, Bezos left last year. But, I mean, he's always watching, nevertheless, and he will tell on Yassi. He will tell Yassi. What is Bezos? I think he's just doing space. Wait, what is this company? Blue Origin? Is that it? He's just doing space, because SpaceX is the world's most divorced man's one. And then it's Blue Origin, that's the, right? Am I right about that? I think I'm right about that. Just gotta get to space. Because you can't charge admission for fixing the planet, but you can charge for leaving it. Colonize Mars, apparently. Good Christ. Becoming transphobic. No, he's just discussing it now. Not becoming. Let's face it, it's fucking Elon Musk. Of course he was transphobic. It's just now it's coming to a fruition. Yeah, what if we could have a man on the moon someday? That would be whack. Haha. Let's go to Mars, everybody. The amount of resources we're using for space travel could instead be used for... Oh, yeah, you said he's being, not becoming. I misread that. You're right. You're right, Quip. That's on me. The resources that are being put into space travel could be instead used for cleaning up the planet and limiting carbon emissions, but instead we are actively making another dent in our emissions and in the amount of trash around the atmosphere by trying to go to space, to go to Mars to colonize it, because we fucked up this planet, time to fuck up another one. Yay! Fuck. I want someone to inject like 12 monster coffees directly into my eyeballs so that I can just sit down and code the rest of the scene I've been trying to code all morning, but I've been like too fucking ditzy brained to actually do. But I do want to say that the course that I'm on right now, I am trying to get We Will Not See Heaven done and out in July, probably on my birthday. I wanted to get it out sooner, but I also want to make sure I'm doing this right, and there are some layers of polish I'm going to want to do afterwards that I may, cut some of those layers of polish if it ends up it would take too long, but I, like, for instance, something the game doesn't have right now that I want to add are like little on-screen like sound effect indicators like you would see in a manga, to one, act as accessibility for people who cannot hear the actual sound cues, and two, it just adds a little flavor to the screen, gives more of a merit of it being a visual novel. Again, I did say colonize. I didn't say move people to. Colonize is a different thing. Colonize is we're gonna put all the wealthy people there, and no matter what's there, they're going to bring themselves and all of their bullshit in. And then if some poors get in, well, it's just the cost of doing business. Man, I do my best to not be a doomer because it's not helpful. It's not helpful to just say everything's fucked, it's too late, don't worry, don't bother with it. I feel like the best that I can do for my situation, like with the platform I have, is continue to talk about this shit, and to hopefully educate some people, maybe through method of my game. I gotta teach the players about manufactured consent, teach the players about carbon emissions, teach the players about ACAB, and hopefully I can put a little good out into the world. Hopefully I can, like, if I can change some people's minds about bullshit beliefs that they have, then I will have succeeded. I don't know. Like, anytime people say things like, I used to be transphobic or I used to be homophobic, and then when you came out, like, I started to question it, and I realized I was being dumb and wrong. Like, I always have mixed feelings about it, but I think it's an overall good thing. I don't think anyone should be considered a total, like, waste of a person just because of bullshit beliefs they hold as a teenager. I think that people are actively changing all the time, and they should. It's only when people who are adults continue to perpetuate it and also say, put financial fucking capital into the active oppression of trans people, just an example, that we need to just pick up and throw the whole person away. Optimistic nihilism is better than just pure nihilism. Yeah, we are the fear in automation is that the percentage of jobs will change, because a lot of jobs that currently could theoretically be automated will replace like, say, workers on assembly lines, for example, and then those jobs will instead become people who are doing very highly specialized tasks or who are doing maintenance on the robots on the assembly line. But the problem is that doesn't scale up as much. And that's not to say that assembly line jobs are inherently a good thing, because there are some horrendous labor abuses within that and every industry. But there are a lot of people on the planet who are being expected to work a lot of jobs which are starting to exist less and less, and also become less and less safe because of this, like, there's this virus or something going around. I don't know if you've heard. People are finding fear in the idea of automation instead of in the fact that you're expected to work a 9-to-5 job that could be done by a robot in order to afford fucking housing and food, rather than people saying, hey, maybe a universal basic income would potentially give people the necessities they need so that they can pursue more highly specialized jobs, and people who for one reason or another cannot work in, like, a standardized industry because of disability or accessibility are not screwed over just for fucking existing. But hey, you know, the robots are taking your jobs, and that's scary. Ooh, Terminator. Man. Like, it's okay to be worried about your, like, if you're someone who works in a factory and your specific future hinges on whether or not a robot will take your job, that's totally understandable to be worried about it. But if you're looking at the industry as a whole, if you're looking at manufacturing as a whole, this is not just a safer and more logical option, but it is, under a capitalist system, going to be an inevitability. It is going to happen whether you like it or not. It will always be cheaper to have robots do jobs that robots can do than it is to try and pay people a living wage. You should drink water. You should drink more water. That's me telling myself that. For a second, Quip, I thought you said you should go back to pickpocketing. And, you know, I'm not gonna say no to that. If you pickpocket me, you pickpocketed me fair and square. I don't know, man. Like, I'm fucking 24. I'm not fully educated on this shit, obviously. I didn't even finish high school. I didn't even really finish middle school, y'all. Like, TBH. But you have the flu less than a month after getting COVID. Oh, Christ, Jesus. I'm so sorry, bud. Good God. But I can see a lot of the bullshit in the world around and kind of note how obvious it is that the root of all of it is the need to generate more revenue regardless of what is standing in the way, be it people's livelihoods or the environment or a raging pandemic. Number has to go up. It is not a matter of continuing to make enough money to keep the business going. It is a matter of creating exponential profit for shareholders. They got rid of building in Fortnite. And now we've talked about that, let's talk about how they got rid of building in Fortnite. It almost might be a playable game now. Am I gonna play it? No. I'm too busy. I gotta make my own game. I'm making my own Fortnite. And the boys kiss in this one. I'm making my own Fortnite. It's called Fortnite 2, and the boys kiss in this one. It's just night. Apex should introduce building. Anyways, we've been getting real depressing for a while here. I feel like we should lighten the mood a little bit. Yeah, for like 10 days you can't do building now. Austin, we played Fortnite together once, didn't we? I'm pretty sure we played Fortnite together once. And you hated it. Didn't we? It was like years ago. A battle royale where you need to kiss boys instead of getting kills. BLBR, yes! I streamed Fortnite several times. It's all fine. I might be thinking about having played with Alex. That sounds like me. Yeah, I have gotten more comfortable lately going outside in non-mask clothes. I have been wearing the booty shorts. I have been wearing the crop tops. I am okay with it. And the part of the reason I'm okay with that is because I have Austin with me, who will beat the shit out of anyone who dares do anything about it. Barnes, welcome aboard. And also, hang on, there was somebody else earlier. Ya boy, welcome aboard. No, M-A-S-C. M-A-S-C, non-masculine clothing. No, I wear fucking, KN95 masks out. At least I think that's what they're called, right? Yeah, KN95. These. Oh, Quip, that's good to hear. There have been some people who have been very nice and smiley around me in public when I'm wearing non-mask clothes, and there have been some people who have given me death glares. And there have been some people who call me slurs for moving vehicles, but hey, you know, that's just what it's like to be a trans person in Missouri, I guess. How fun. I don't regret transitioning. I will never regret transitioning. At least I don't think I will. But it is unfortunate having to deal with some of the consequences in Missouri. Hear about Jaden Animations coming out as Arrow Ace. Oh, fuck yeah! That rules! I'm subscribed to Jaden, but I haven't watched her stuff recently because I barely watched anything recently because I've just been fucking working. Yeah, we're in Missouri. Of course, as soon as I leave Maine gets cool. Like, Maine has gotten a lot more progressive in the years that I've been gone, and of course it happens as soon as we fucking move away. But hey. I've been working on so much shit. Aww. I do want to get another video out soon, ideally this month, but we'll see. I want to do a review of Neon White, but that hasn't launched yet. And I'm doing my best. I could be living in Texas, that's true, where I could be persecuted just for existing. I'm wondering... Let me think for a second. What was I gonna say? Maine got cooler. Trans people, Neon White. I was gonna say something, Maine got more progressive. Oh, Austin, are you okay like this is obviously 50% if I'm okay with it, 50% if you're okay with it, about telling the story about me coming out as non-binary to your dad. Okay, so I could use a visual. Hang on, I could use a visual aid for this. Give me just a second. So, right. We went to meet up with Austin's dad. Originally, we were going to meet up and have lunch with Austin's dad and one of his dad's workers, one of his employees, who is a real conservative nutjob, but thankfully that dude didn't show up. So it was just Austin, his father, and I. And I consider him like another dad. Like I consider him part of my family. I love him. But I actually had never come out to him as non-binary, just because any situation where I thought I could have done, it was always like either there were other people there, like, you know, some conservative nutjobs there, or it was like a family thing, like a family gathering, and I didn't want to make it a whole production, or, you know, there was COVID and we didn't get to meet up as much, if at all. So while we were at lunch, and because it was just the three of us, I was like, you know what, it's been like 3 years. How long? Let's see, I started transitioning, I think, was it September 2018 that I came? No, it was before that I came out. 2017? Did I come out in 2017? It's been a while. It's been a long time since I came out as non-binary. And I was wearing like an overshirt like this. And I was saying like I do you know about trans people? Do you know about being non-binary? He's like, yeah, I know a little. And I said, well, I've been non-binary for a while. I just never brought it up. I go by they, them. I wanted to bring it up to you because I consider you family and it feels like something you should know. He was incredibly supportive, incredibly understanding. And then I was like, oh, whew, that's a relief. And then I said, yeah, and I've been on estrogen for about a year now. I kind of pulled my shirt, my overshirt. I was wearing a t-shirt underneath. I was like, yeah, I've been on estrogen for about a year now. And then he looked at me and went, oh, Jesus Christ. He was blown away by the big babongas. He was baffled by my balimskas. He was bumfounded by my balambabum. But believe it or not, balambaglum. I am a 34 double D. I have been on estrogen for just under a year, and I'm a 34 double D. Fucking holy shit. Huge fucking honkers. Big belongs go lump. But he was incredibly supportive. He understood, and he didn't even try to play the card like, I don't understand, but I still support you. Like he was just understanding. It was so fucking nice and good. And like my parents, my mom and my dad are already incredibly supportive. Marina obviously is. Oh, that would be a wild plot twist if we find out after all these times Marina doesn't actually support me being non-binary. But no, like my immediate family is incredibly supportive. Do I still get letters from my grandmother saying that I need to re-find the Lord and criticizing me? Yes, I do, but you know, she can piss off. Do you think Twitch would assume you're male and not ban you if you got your tits out on stream? They actually changed the ruling to be, if I recall correctly anyways, they changed the ruling to be female or non-binary tits you cannot show. Also, I don't think you can show tits on stream in general. Hey, Ray and Avery, you got a subscription gift from Quip. Yeah, the Lord can come down here and be amazed at the size of my bombalumbalus. I have yet to see the Patman, the Robert Pattin Batman. I have yet to see the batten down the hatches. I want to see it. I would like to see it. I also don't really want to go to a crowded theater because, you know. See what you could have had if you had done your job properly, God? I've heard people say it's really good and people say like mixed. I don't know. I like Robert Pattinson is just such a fucking weird man, and I want to see this little weird man get up to some shenanigans. He's such a strange man. He's a big old bag of trash, and I love trash bag men. Yeah, the fact that it's 3 hours is definitely some fucking guano. That is some bat shit. But hey, you know, why not? Garbage bag Gimp Riddler. Oh my god, hi lightning. Let me grab the lightning. She's here for us now. Hello, the lightning. Everyone, give it up for the lightning. All donations will go to lightning. Look at this beautiful face. Is Paku inside? I haven't actually told anyone about Paku yet, I don't think. Alright, yeah, grab Paku. Hey, lightning. Do y'all want to see another cat? Do y'all want to see another cat?
You might want to let lightning go.
Yeah, I have. Collect the Paku. There, Austin is collecting the Paku. No, quick, you don't have to worry about that. Seriously, don't.
This is what all cats who live here must go through.
Welcome to your indoctrination, Paku. So there is a new stray that's been wandering around the apartment complex, who was very, very clearly an indoor cat for a while. Oh, thank you for gifting a subscription to Iris.
He's also very chatty.
Bring upon to me the Paku.
The Paku.
The Paku. This tall girl. She's so tall.
She's a very long girl.
And very friendly. Very friendly, I say, as she immediately tries to leave. Her name is Pakunoda, Pakunoda. We have named her after the Hunter x Hunter character because, look, she's a tall girl and that face.
She has the same nose.
She has the same face. If you look up a picture of Pakunoda from Hunter x Hunter, you'll know what I mean. In fact, I will grab a picture of Pakunoda real quick. Do. Okay. Nope, not an image slideshow. Die. A slideshow of one. I think that's anxiety, an animated still image. This is Pakunoda, and this is Pakunoda. You may notice a resemblance in the face, in the nose, that long nose, that long face.
And like Pakunoda's namesake, this cat would also shoot me if she had the chance.
Exactly. Oh, buddy. It's okay. You want to go now? Okay. You and Lightning gonna make friends? I don't know if you all heard that.
One last cat.
Alright, Cloud isn't gonna want to do this, you know that.
Oh, I know he's not gonna wanna.
But yeah, she's been like an indoor-outdoor cat, because she will eventually just start meowing. By meowing, I mean more like a screaming at the door to be let out. She knows how to use the litter box. She clearly is a trained cat. It's just that she also likes being outside. So there'll be times when she stays overnight. We would keep her inside, but she really wants to go outside. And yeah, we're doing our best to take care of her. Bold of Connor to put up a picture of the cat and think we wouldn't notice. But, yeah, take care of your animals. This is clearly an animal that has been abandoned by someone who is moving out. Please take care. Yeah, we do think she was abandoned. We're trying to take care of her. Take care of your pets, please. Take care of your pets, your animals, and your danimals. Take care of the daminals. They've been left in the fridge for so long that they've gotten really gross, and you've got to either eat them and suffer the consequences, or accept that it was a dumb purchase and throw them away. Oh no, he doesn't want to be here.
That is a difficult boy to catch.
He doesn't want to be here. Oh, I'm not gonna take him because he will scratch the shit out of me, so you'll have to put him on camera. Oh, he doesn't want to be here. Oh, he's so grumpy. Oh my goodness. No. Oh, he's clawing. Oh, he's clawing.
Oh boy. Get your claws out of my skin.
Oh, he's a big cat. Oh yeah, bring him back. Bring back Big the cat.
Clyde, why are you looking the wrong way?
Try to orient him.
Look that way.
Look over here, Cloud. At the cat.
No, now you're making him start clawing again.
Hi, buddy. He's trying. Oh, he immediately wants to leave. And there he goes. He ran off.
He's very camera shy.
Oh. He truly is Austin's cat. Your cat disappeared for like two straight weeks and then just showed up at your back door. God damn. Oh, did he get you? Did he get you? Did he get you, Ozzy? Oh. Disinfect it. Disinfect it. Everyone tell Austin to disinfect it. Disinfect it. Do it. Do it. Do it. Everyone in chat. Everyone in chat. Say it. Disinfect it. Come on. Disinfect it. Disinfect it. Disinfect it. Don't. Swear, no. That is wrong. The only wrong thing you could have said. Guys, no, that is the opposite of what should be done. Incorrect. No. Hey, y'all mind if I get just a touch gross for a second? I'm not gonna show you anything, but I'm gonna say something. My ring piercings over here, the two upper piercings that I have over here, helix piercings, I believe those are called. Those got infected, probably from me rolling in my sleep, and boy howdy, ordering. If you get piercings, a lot of places will offer something called aftercare spray. It is a saline mist spray that is designed to help, disinfect it, keep it clean, and ordering that online is extremely expensive because delivering anything with aerosol in it, with a propellant in it, is very expensive because drugs. But we can buy it locally at the piercing place, but the problem is the place is like fucking 10 minutes away. For much cheaper. So we've had to buy a whole bunch of these fucking cans in bulk, because this piercing just doesn't want to quit. I won't, the piercings look fine from there, but if you get a close up on it, it's bad. It is bad. Do not piss or shit in the wounds. Do not piss or shit in the wounds. I'm gonna call it in a moment. I'm running out of things to say, but I talked about what I wanted to talk about how The game dev industry is fucked, but that doesn't mean you should just not care and buy anything, nor does it mean that you should just completely isolate yourself from it. The best thing to do is to understand on a case-by-case basis where your money is going, speak with your wallet where possible, understand that if a AAA studio is doing some heinous shit, there's plenty of other games you can get, but also indie games are by no means exempt from that bullshit. And try to have contextual awareness. Not everything is a black and white situation. Can you use PayPal to sub to OF, or does he need a card? I think you need a card? I don't know, actually. I'm pretty sure you need a card, though. Although you can like buy a like prepaid card using PayPal and then do that. But like that's only if you feel comfy doing that. Alternatively, Dill, I have done this for some people before. If you want that, the subscription costs $7.99. If you were to just like shoot that as a donation on PayPal or on Ko-fi, I would give you a month subscription link. Like if you just DM me on Twitter, I can do that. I've done that for people before who are in countries where they couldn't subscribe directly because of payment processors, or they didn't have the ability to pay through a card. That is something I'm willing to do. Like, I think for people who are of age, obviously, if you aren't over 18, you shouldn't even be fucking asking in the first goddamn place. But for people who are of age, content like this should be more readily available. I am gonna head off in just a minute, though. I was just wondering if there's anything else I wanted to say. Oh shit. Okay, yeah, that works. Yeah, I was just saying. Okay, yeah, DM me on Twitter. Or if you're not on Twitter, I guess Disco, or like I probably won't check Twitch messages, but I will ensure to get that to you. So just DM me whenever, and I will get you that link. Thank you very much for that, and thank you all very much for watching. Thank you all so much for supporting and being here and hearing me rant about how bad the game dev industry is, and I want each and every one of you to give each other just a long and loving hug, and just well, okay, maybe don't do that, there's COVID. Stay indoors. Hug from a distance. Take it easy.